Hello, and welcome to Verbling. Hi, I'm Teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we will continue our little series looking at confusing vocabulary. We're going to be looking at vocabulary which is actually confusing for even native speakers. The idea is we'll be looking at words that may be very similarly spelled, or maybe even homophones, the two different words that sound exactly the same, which can be easily confused, or maybe other words that are just simply have very slight differently nuanced definitions. Okay, the format's very simple. I'll be presenting some quotes with a fill-in-the-blank exercise, and the students will choose usually two, sometimes from three different possible words. We'll do the exercise, and we'll additionally discuss the definition of both or all three words in question. So, okay, that's the idea. The focus is on learning new vocabulary, or maybe more so, clarifying some vocabulary that you may be confused about. And I got to be honest, there were words in here in this lesson plan and in previous ones in this series. There's a few that sometimes I get confused about. So I'm sure that really anyone from beginner, advanced beginner, intermediate through highly advanced English learners will benefit from the class. Okay, so let me welcome Salvatori to the class. Hi, Salvatori. How are
Hello,
you?
Hockey. Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. How about
Morning.
you, teacher?
I'm pretty good. Thank you very much. Doing okay. I'm doing great, actually.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. I guess we can jump right in. All right. Well, let me welcome Nader to the class. Hello, Nader. Welcome. Hi there. Good to see you again. And hello. And I guess we can just get started here. I'm going to do a screen share, and we'll begin. Okay. All right. So our first two words are horse and horse, which are homophones. They are spelled differently, totally different meanings, but they sound exactly the same. So, Salvatore, can you go ahead and read the passage? This happens to be a passage from books. We'll be looking at different passages from different books, quotes, etc. Can you go ahead and read this for me, please?
Okay. Horse or horse. Miss Rawazani walked straight as a ramrod, her sari always severely pinned and pleated, her thick with white hair pulled back in a tight bun. Her pupils had a white rim around them. She had a loud, blank voice that terrorized the whole entire school. I think horse, the first one.
The first one. Yes, of course the answer is horse, because they're both horse. Yes, the first one. She had a loud hoarse voice. Can you demonstrate a hoarse voice, Salvatore?
Sorry, teacher, can you repeat, please?
Can you demonstrate a hoarse voice?
The meaning?
Yeah, well, can you demonstrate? Okay.
One moment. Yeah. maybe when your voice is no fluent because you have scream.
Okay. All right. Demonstrate is like this. Hey, get away from the swim set. That's a horse.
Ah, okay,
Demonstrate.
demonstrate.
Give me
Okay.
an example.
I
Demonstrate.
see, I see.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
From
When
the
you're,
L.
yeah, and your voice is very rough and not smooth, but very rough. Yeah, that's the idea. Exactly. Okay. A couple of other things I would like to talk to you about. And of course, horse, the other word horse is the animal. So, yeah. Okay. A couple other things I'd like to talk to you about, Salvatore. Do you know what a sari is? Or sari, always severely pinned and pleated. Do you know what a sari is, Salvatore?
Mm, 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 mm. Sari. No, teacher, I don't know what is it, Sari.
Okay, I don't know what it is.
I don't know
Uh,
what it
right.
is, yes.
Yeah, you got to be careful. In the question form, what is it? In the answer form, I don't know what it is. Okay, sari is a very typical style Indian dress. I'm sure you've seen people from India, women, the style of dress that they wear. It's called the sari. The more formal, full body dress, I guess. Okay, and just a couple other notes on pronunciation, Salvatore. Pinned, pinned, and pulled. Okay,
Pinned, pulled,
yeah. A little problem with the past tense word. And terrorized.
terrorized.
Yeah, okay. All of these, I noticed that all of these you kind of missed a little bit, are words where the base verb ends with a voiced sound, a sound where you use your vocal cords. The pronunciation of ed is a D sound, terrorized. Okay, and
Terrorized.
one other, her pupils. Okay,
Pupils.
yeah. All right, here we're talking about pupils in her eyes, not pupils in her classroom, but okay, two meanings there. Okay, let me quickly welcome Mustafa to the class. Hello, Mustafa. How are you today?
Hello, hello, teacher. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. What's about you?
I'm good. I'm great. Uh, okay, Mustafa, I'll come right back to you.
Okay.
Nidair, whole or whole? Again, homophones, words that have the same exact sound. This one should be fairly easy. What happened down in the dungeon between you and Professor Quirrell is a complete secret. So naturally, the whole school knows. Is it the first one or the second one? Whole, of course. The whole, entire, all, whole. Right. The other hole, of course, hole in the ground. Okay, a hole in an empty, usually circular, not necessarily, area. Okay, that one coming from Harry Potter. Okay, that one was too easy. All right, let's see. Mustafa, let's take a look at the next one. Also, another homophone.
Okay. Incidents and or incidents.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So no hunter stalking his prey. His prey is more alert to the presence of his quarry than a writer looking for a small blank that casts a strong light on human behavior. Norman Cousins. Weird. Okay.
Really? Uh,
Um,
Okay.
First of all, no hunter. What's stalking mean?
Okay. To stalk, okay, a hunter stalks its prey. Okay, so a hunter stalks its prey. He tracks it. He uses its track. He follows it carefully to wherever it is in order to kill his prey. So to stalk, okay, a stalker, or we also have the word stalker. All right, a crazy boyfriend who his girlfriend breaks up with him. He keeps following her around. He is a stalker. He is stalking her. Okay, but more the
Mm,
first meaning in this.
of is it? Okay. Then what's the meaning of cry?
Quarry. Okay.
Quarry.
All right. There's two meanings in this passage. Quarry means prey. The object of stalking is the quarry. Who are you trying to catch? That's the quarry. All right. It also has a different meaning, which is a large, usually a large pit in the earth in which minerals are extracted, things like granite and limestone and marble, etc. You quarry them, you mine for them, but that's a totally different meaning. In this case, obviously, it's the first one.
Okay. For small incidents. For small incidents.
So which one?
Inc-
Which one? They're homophones. They sound exactly alike. So which
the
one?
first
First
one.
or second?
The first.
Uh,
No.
well,
Oh, yes. No. Yes, the first one.
okay. This one is very difficult, honestly, for two reasons. Not only are they homophones, but their meanings are very slightly different. The second one is to mean an event or an occurrence, any incident, and it's very neutral. It could be a humorous incident, a happy incident, a depressing incident. It's very neutral. Whereas the second one, the first one with a C, incident, is occurrence or possibly rate of something very negative. For example, the incidence of cancer in China is rising. There are more and more occurrences. So it's very difficult here because the second one, okay, incident,
Mm,
okay, an incident with a T can be an incident. It can be used for that.
exactly.
But an incidence with a C is much more specific. It has to be something negative and bad. Often, usually crime or disease. So it's very specific. So, given that we
Okay.
understand that, which one would you use?
I used with the C. I'm not sure.
Okay. It could be, but that would mean that the writer is looking for something negative. And I don't. The whole hunter stalking prey, stalking quarry is merely a metaphor. You may think of that as a negative thing, but it's just a metaphor. Metaphors are neutral by nature. You can't let it color the actual idea. A writer looking for small incidents that cast a strong light on human behavior, I would actually pick the second one because I don't know if he's talking about good human behavior or bad human behavior. Frankly, I just don't know. So I would tend to pick the first one. I mean the second one. Sorry, because I don't
I
know if
don't
it's good or
know.
bad.
Yeah, I found it like plural. Like.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe he's looking for many or any or several. That's perfectly normal because in incident, there were 3 incidents. It is a countable noun. When you're talking about it in general, it's perfectly normal to use plurals. I like cats. In general, all right? That's actually the acceptable way to talk about something in general, since we don't know which specific incident we're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I agree also with Nader, like he said, because it's plural too, it's not a small incidence. Yeah, I agree with him.
Ah, yeah, right. Okay. Ah, yeah, the first one's also singular. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
has to be the second one, grammatically speaking. Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
right. I
exactly.
see what you're saying. Okay, let me welcome Roberto to the class. Hello, Roberto. How are
Hi,
you
teacher.
today? Hi there. Nice to see you again.
you.
Okay, let's look at this next one here. Another homophone. Not quite a homophone. It's almost a homophone. It's not quite a homophone. Roberto, can you try to read these words? How do you say these? How do you pronounce them?
Inside, inside.
It's pretty close. The first one, incite. The second one, insight. First one has second syllable stress. The second word has first syllable stress. Okay, Roberto, go ahead and read.
A bad writer is a writer who always says more than he thinks. A good writer, here we must be careful if we wish to arrive at any real blank, is a writer who does not say more than than he thinks. Walter Benjamin.
That's interesting. Okay, insight or insight? Which one do you think is correct?
Uh,
First one or the second one?
I think it's the second one, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
You are absolutely correct. It is the second one. First of all, the biggest difference between these two words is the first one is a verb. Thus, we have, which is a very normal pattern. It's not mandatory. There's definitely a lot of exceptions, but very commonly, two-syllable words, second syllable stress on verbs, and first syllable stress on nouns. Okay, so we're definitely looking for a noun here. Okay. Yeah, we have a quantifier and an adjective followed by a noun. So it, grammatically speaking, would have to be. Okay, what is an insight?
I
A
think
noun.
it's maybe it's to look inside oneself.
Well, it could be. But you could have an insight into the political workings of North Korea. That has nothing to do with yourself, but you learn something you never know, or very often nobody else outside of the North Korean political structure knows anything about. All right, an insight is information, any kind of information that people didn't know before.
It's top secret classified or
Sorry?
information. Something which is top secret or classified.
No. It can be very concrete information. It very often would be top secret information. It can also, you can find an insight into your own spirituality. It can be very abstract. Okay, I after my discussion with the boss, I gained an insight into how he thinks about management. You see, it can be very abstract ideas, very specific things. It can be, you can reach an insight. Recent pictures of the moons of Pluto have given scientists an insight into the geophysical structure. You see what I mean? It can be literally anything, really.
It's like something you suppose. I suppose.
Something you didn't know before. Yeah, something you you figure out that you never knew before. That's it. Okay, the other word, to incite, the verb, you incite a riot. Very common collocation. What would that mean, Roberto, if you incited a riot?
A riot is a person who write, no? A riot.
No, not a writer. No, the word I'm using is riot. R-I-O-T. Very common collocation, to incite a riot. In fact, it's written into the criminal code in several places.
Yes, it's like encourage a riot.
That's it. Encourage or to help to start a riot. That's it. Encourage is very good. Very good. Okay. That's it. Exactly. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Roberto. Good work. Salvatore, next one. Manner or manner?
Manner or manor?
No, actually, they're pronounced exactly the same. Manner or manner. They're exactly the same in pronunciation. Okay. Why? Let me use this pair of words to illustrate a point. Look, it doesn't matter what the vowel is. A, E, I, O, U. Makes no difference in English. The sound that you actually pronounce, the actual vowel or letter you're using, makes no difference at all. If you are speaking an unstressed syllable in English, it's always just a reduced or schwa sound. Occasionally reduced I or E, it or eh. Slight variations, but it's a very reduced, a very short, and a very relaxed sound. So, schwa, R, pronunciation is manner, finger, taller, shorter. It's bird. It's the sound. That's schwa, R, actually. So, because the second syllable of the second word is a reduced pronunciation, it's reduced because it's an unstressed syllable. First syllable is stressed. Man. Clearly sound. And higher pitch, man-er. So it's going to actually sound exactly the same. This is the reason why there are so very, very, very many homophones, or words that sound exactly the same even though they're spelled differently in English. This is exactly the reason why it occurs. So, anyway, there you go. Salvatore, take it away. Go ahead and read our little outtake from Glee.
Somewhere in the English countryside, in a stately blank home, Madonna is weeping. Jane Lunch as Sue Sylvester in Glee. I'm not sure, maybe Manor, the second one.
Definitely. Okay, what is manner, the second one? Do you know?
Let me think. I tried. Maybe is a home where there aren't other home. Maybe.
Well, a manor can be used here as an adjective, a manor home, but more often than not, it's used as a singular separate noun, a manor. It's a type of house, a very big house. Okay? You have a bungalow, a tiny one-story house. Maybe you have a home, different kinds of homes. You get up to a mansion, a very huge rich person's home, a castle, a king and queen's home. A manor is below. It's not quite a mansion, but it's much better than just a regular house. All right?
Okay.
If you own a manor, you've got money.
Yes. And teacher, the fifth one, what is?
First one, manner. How you do something. Okay? If I'm speaking to you in a humorous manner. That's the way I'm speaking to you. Yeah. The how.
Okay.
Manner is the how you do something. Anything. How you
Okay.
speak, how you run. He runs in a really ridiculous manner. He runs really funny. The way he runs. So there you go. Okay. Do you Salvatore, are you familiar with Glee? Do you know Glee? Do you know what that is?
No, teacher, I don't know.
Okay. First of all, you'll notice that it's in italics. That's because it's a title. Titles, by the way, in English, titles of movies, books, TV shows, what have you, should be written in italics, ideally, if you have the ability to type in italics. It's a TV show, and it's a musical TV series. Yeah, it was very popular for a while. I think it's over now. But
Okay.
okay, just curious if you ever heard of it. It was extremely popular worldwide. Very popular in the United States. Ridiculously popular here in the Philippines. What's that? Just curious. Whatever. Okay, let's move on. Midair. Metal, metal, metal. Metal, 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 metal. Or metal. Okay. Due to my American accent, my D's and my T's, when they're surrounded by two vowel sounds, sound exactly like D's. So for my pronunciation, these are homophones with American accent. Okay, which one is it? Nader. I can sum it all up in just one word. Courage, dedication, daring, pride, pluck, spirit, grit, blank, and guts. Yeah, okay. That's one word. Funny quote. Oh, that's because it's from Airplane. Never mind. I get it. Okay, yes, metal. Someone's metal is their ability to stay steadfast, to stay brave when they're under fire, when they're under extreme pressures. You show your metal. We often use that collocation. Show your metal. Okay. All right. Like having guts. He's got guts. He's got metal. Actually, very similar ideas. Metal, of course. Metal, of course, is obviously the, silver, gold, lead. And a medal, you get a medal for bravery or for getting wounded in action, or you get a medal for doing something exceptional. Gold medal for winning the Olympics. Grit. Yeah, okay. Grit. Grit. It's very close. It's very, actually, it's very close to metal, guts. These are all very much related. Grit is the ability to stick to something when everything's against you. Perseverance is close to grit. And not only that, but also to stick to what you believe is right, even though everything's against you. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Mustafa, moving on. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Medium.
Okay. Great.
This is not a uniform or what you said?
Homophone. No. These
Homophone. This is not a homophone. Yeah.
No, they are pronounced. Each is pronounced differently.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay. Maybe the Japanese didn't really know they were making a film. Percy. Maybe they thought they were working on a different blank, like fabric sculpture or something. Crotchy reports commenting on invasion of the Neptune men.
Okay. He's commenting about one of the first Japanese B movies. They made like Godzilla. They made all kinds of crazy science fiction movies back in the, I don't know, 50s and 60s, whatever. And they were really quite weird. They're different, strange for Westerners, but anyway. Okay, what do you think?
Can you tell me, teacher, what's fabric sculpture?
No, I can't. I have no idea. Fabric sculpture. Well, it's probably, I really don't know. I'm just guessing. I would imagine some kind of artistic artwork where you're creating an image out of some kind of cloth.
Medium.
Medium. Medium? Is that your answer?
Mediums. Mediums. My answer is the third one. Mediums.
Well, okay. Mediums? Are you sure? Let's take a look at that grammatically speaking. In
okay. Oh, medium. Medium.
It can't be grammatically because we have A.
Yeah.
A is always singular. Can't be the last one. We can eliminate that. Yeah, we can eliminate that immediately. Okay. No.
No.
Media.
Media.
Media. Yeah.
Media.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's talk about what is media first of all.
Okay.
What's the meaning of media?
Media from social media, I guess. For example, social
that's
media.
an example. Right. Some means of mass communications. Now, yes, internet, social networks, television, radio, film. These are considered different types of media. Newspapers. Frequently, art is considered as a means of communication. So different types of art are also considered sometimes as a type of media. Medium, okay.
Medium is like not large, not small. Medium. I was confused. I thought medium is like the meaning of media. That's why they like similar meaning. They have similar meaning.
Okay, well they are the same meaning actually. Medium has a different meaning. Medium, not large, not small, but medium, that's an adjective. But as a noun, medium is the plural, no, media with an A is the plural form of medium. So you would say the medium to talk about one particular type of media. Okay, it has other meanings. Actually, medium has a number of meanings, to tell you the truth. It can be a way of doing something, though, well, like media. Okay.
Can we say, is there anything like liquid medium or something like this?
It could be. Okay, it's very complicated. A medium is also the way in which things are communicated or expressed to your senses, so it often has to do with artwork. This is all very confusing. All right. Radio needs no physical medium. So art, like fabric sculpture, the medium is clothing or cloth. That's the medium. Okay.
Okay.
All right. In paper mache, in marble sculpture, the medium is marble. Okay. So these have different meanings. So it's mediums is the plural of that meaning of medium. Wow. Okay. So
Yeah, it's kind of complicated.
Yeah, okay. So actually, this one actually would be the middle one, because you're talking about uh, the way that you communicate ideas. It's very confusing because it has to do with art on one hand, and it has to do with the communications like social media you think of, radio, television. See, radio, television, film are considered art, right? A way of communicating feelings and emotions, but art, sculpture, painting is also considered. So both of those concepts are kind of included in all three of these words.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's a little confusing. Yeah, all right, that was a tough one. All right, Roberto. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Navel or navel?
Okay. At the checkout counter, Killy's eyes immediately thread on a tiny oak left a blank ring in a display of silver body jewelry. It was perfect for her, even though she didn't have a pierce. William Summers into the wildwood.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Hmm. Okay. Here again, like manner, navel, because of the fact that in both of these cases, first syllable is stressed, they sound identical. Navel. First or second, Roberto?
I don't know. Maybe the first word. I don't know if this word has to do with ships. I don't know.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
You're right. Navy,
Okay.
ships. Exactly. It's an adjective that means of ships or of the Navy. Exactly.
So if since the text uh, uh, didn't have to do with don't have to do with ships, so I think it's the second one, the second word.
Okay, process of elimination. Roberto, do you know what a navel orange is? Second word, a navel orange. Orange,
Naval orange.
the fruit. Yeah.
Uh, it's like maybe the it's like orange, but yeah, a teeny orange, maybe.
Well, it's got. They're easy to peel
Ah, okay, okay.
because it's got like a navel. Okay. Another word for navel, colloquially, informally, is a belly button. All right. It's where your umbilical cord is. Okay, that's your belly button. All right, or your navel is the more formal word for it. So, your navel, where your umbilical cord was attached. So she's looking at a navel ring. All right, she does not even have a pierced navel. Many women nowadays pierce their navel. They put a ring in their
Ah,
belly
okay.
button. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's the idea. And it's called a navel orange because it very much resembles the top, very much resembles a human belly button. Okay, here's an easily confused one. All right, so Salvatore, nutritional or nutritious?
Nutritional or nutritious? Bless this highly blank microwavable macaroni and cheese dinner and the people who sold it on sale. Amen.
Yeah, that's kind of a silly quote, but oh, okay. Anyway, what do you think? Uh, which one should be used here?
Okay, let me think. Nutritional, the first one.
Okay. Excuse me. Uh, Okay. Nutritional. All right. Nutritional. All right. Something concerning food that keeps you healthy. All right. An adjective to describe things that keep you healthy. Okay. So, um, highly nutritional. All right. What's the difference between that and nutritious?
Nutritious is nutritious means the food that you eat in your diet.
It's kind of more the other way around. Okay, here's the difference. These are very, very similar adjectives. Nutritious means that it is usually obviously used to describe food. It means that it's very good for your body. Okay.
Yeah.
Nutritional means it has something to do with the science of nutrition or with the idea of being nutritious. Nutritional information. Okay. So I would use the first one, AL, with a noun like information. In the United States, nutritional information is required by law on all packaging. You see? So I wouldn't eat the box. I'm not going to eat the information. But the food is actually nutritious. It's good for your body. You see? So here we should actually, he's talking about the food here. So it's got to be the second one, really. It's got to be nutritious. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
This is very common when we look at the suffixes as well. When we see the AL suffix, it's usually an adjective which is kind of describing the whole concept in a very general way, whereas OUS is often more specific. Just general tip there. Okay, so the second one is probably better. All right. Hey there. You're getting all the easy ones today. Hey there. Patience or patience? All right. The quote, how do you have patience for people who claim they love America but clearly can't stand Americans? Okay. It's one. All right. Patience, the first one. Okay. To put up with something, to deal with something, to not get frustrated. All right. To be able to wait. All those elements are part of patience here that we see. The other patients, who are the other patients? What is the, who are? Well, I just gave it away, but anyway. The other word, patients, are the people that go see a doctor. Yeah, sick people. Specifically, you can be sick and not be a patient. But if you're sick, then you go to the doctor. So, yeah. Okay, that one was pretty fairly straightforward. Nader gets all the easy ones, and Mustafa keeps getting these really complicated ones. Okay. First of all, Mustafa, try pronouncing these two words.
Okay, just a second. Okay. Perpetrates.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And the second one, perpetrate. Oh, there is no R here. Perpetrates. Perpetrates.
Almost. Perpetuates. There's a W between the U and the A here in the middle. We have a glide when we use a W or a Y sound to join two vowel sounds. There's a glide there. Perpetuates plus the stress syllable is pet. Perpetuates. Okay. Go ahead and try reading it here.
Okay. 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 This whole baby thing baffles me. I mean, you have it. You erase it. You eventually screw it up. It resents you, feel guilty for resenting you, and then it has a baby, which only blank the vicious cycle.
Vicious cycle.
Vicious cycle. Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, sorry, teacher, I'm start with it from scratch. What's baffles me?
To baffle is to confuse.
Okay.
Very straightforward synonym.
Okay. I mean, you have it. You erase it. You eventually scrotum. Okay.
By the way,
what's
inevitably.
inevitably?
It means sooner or later. It's going to happen, 100%. It may be sooner, maybe later, but inevitably.
Okay. What's resents? Resents.
Resents. It's a Z
Resent.
sound on the S.
Resent.
If you resent someone, okay. Let me give you a clear example. Husband and a wife, okay? The wife works really hard so that the husband can go to university and get his master's degree, okay? Then he gets his master's degree, he decides to become a writer, and he sits at home all day doing nothing. Or really not getting anything accomplished. The wife would resent him for the fact, she would be angry with him because she worked so hard to give him a great chance in life and he's throwing it away. You resent someone because you feel cheated by them. But when you resent someone, often resentment stays buried. You don't shout and scream at the person, you just slowly get day by day angrier and angrier.
Okay.
Okay, resentment is a very, very dangerous human emotion. But anyway, it's like a slow building anger. Usually because you feel cheated for some reason. And usually you don't resent your enemy. You just hate your enemy. You resent people you love, your family, people close to you, your friends. Okay? So it's sort of an anger we feel towards people close to us. Okay.
Okay. So teacher, it's really hard for me. I guess the second one. Perpetuates.
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 Yep. And you are right. Do you have any idea why you picked that word?
Which only because the vicious cycle is like the evil cycle, and this is like continuous, something keep continuous.
That's right.
Perpetuates the vicious cycle.
Right. If something perpetuates something else, it keeps it going. To perpetuate is to keep something going over and over and over again. Right, exactly. So a cycle, obviously, over and over again. That's right. Okay, something perpetuates a myth. It keeps that myth going and going and going. Perpetuates a wrong idea. All right, you keep it going and going. All right. Perpetrate. Any idea what perpetrate means?
Is it it's derived from perpetuates? I guess it's derived from it.
No, it doesn't actually. Actually, it's quite different. Is sometime if you're watching an American crime drama or movie, you will hear the policeman talk about the perps. Oh, the perps we're staking out the perps. They're in their apartment now. Perps are the perpetrators, or people who did something. To perpetrate something is to plan it out and do it, and it is very often used to talk about crime. The perpetrator, as a person, perpetrator of a crime. He perpetrated an armed robbery in 1973. So when the police are talking about the perps, they're talking about the people who did a crime, planned it, and did it.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
You perpetrate something, you plan it and do it. Generally, the something you do is a negative thing, which you willfully planned and did, is the idea.
Okay.
All right. Okay, next one, Roberto, pray or pray?
Okay, experience declares that man is the only animal which devours his own kind. For I can apply no milder term to the government of Europe, and to the general land of the rich on the poor. Thomas Jefferson. Okay, I don't know the meaning of the second one. The first is the thing you do in a church.
That's right. You, not necessarily in church, but yeah, that's the idea, right? You pray to God, right? Okay. So by process of elimination, it's got to be the second one. I think we saw pray earlier, didn't we? In another quote.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it. Yeah.
All right, where'd that go?
Uh.
I lost it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, hunter stalking his prey. The prey is the rabbit. Okay, the predator is the wolf, and the prey is the rabbit. Prey and quarry, by the way, are synonyms. Same meaning. Quarry, well, slightly different. Quarry means you're actually being chased. Prey can be more general to mean that you would be chased if given a chance. Okay, so you're right. It's worded strangely. Of course, it's Thomas Jefferson. It's whatever, 200, 250 years ago. So it's worded a little oddly. We would not really construct a sentence like this in modern English. Okay. To prey on someone. Okay, prey as a noun means you're like the rabbit. To prey as a verb means that you hunt, kill, and eat. Well, like devours his own kind. Okay, to eat in a very hungry way, to devour. All right. So he can apply no milder term to the governments of Europe and to the general prey of the rich on the poor. He's saying that rich people prey on poor people like wolves prey on rabbits. Is basically what he's saying. 250 years ago, not much has changed. Haha. Yeah, okay. Oh boy, all right. Next one. Oh boy, Salvatori, precedents or precedents? Again, with the homophones. All right.
Presidents or presidents? I dedicate my life to the preservation and the protection of the Federation. This duty, which I carried out to the best of my ability, took blank over everything else, my parents, my wife, my children. William Sadler as Sloan in Star Trek Deep Space.
Okay.
One moment. I need... Took maybe took precedence, the first one.
Very good. It took precedence, and this first one is very, very commonly collocated with took. Something takes precedence. That's normally how we use this word. Okay, if something takes precedence, what does that mean?
Maybe means that some things have come first other things.
Okay. Priority. That's what it means. Priority. Exactly. Priority. It's more important than other things. That's exactly it. Okay, so precedence and takes precedence usually is how we say it. The second one, precedent, is often used in law. Precedent in law, I think it illustrates the idea. It can be used in other ways, but most commonly for law. At least in the system, I know it's quite a bit different, actually, the American system of law and the European system of law. But in the American system of law, because there's enormous variables to every court case, if a court case happens and it is ruled, okay, let's say in these special circumstances, the person is not guilty. Well, now this one court case has taken place. It takes precedent. A precedent has been set. So we've already made the rule. It's already been decided. Law, like the English language, is always evolving, at least in the American system. It changes. It changes every day as they decide specific circumstances are wrong or right or good or bad, or this means this means that, this is acceptable, not acceptable, etc. Precedents are set. So lawyers, when they argue court cases in the United States, argue precedents. This happened before. This is the precedent. This was the result. This is how law works in the United States. Lawyers are always, they can argue the point. It's already been decided because this exact circumstance happened before. They can use precedents from 200 years ago, even. So, okay, the first incident. Notice that close to incident, before. So the first incident that happened, the before incident that happened, which you can refer to, which has set the mark or set the standard. That's a precedent. When we often use the phrase, the precedent has been set. Okay. All right. You can use this in other ways. All right. One employee doesn't come to work for 3 days and doesn't phone call, but he does not get fired. Let's imagine you're in a new company, in a startup. 2 months after you start your company, an employee doesn't show up for 3 days. Yet, he does not get fired. Well, the precedent has now been set. Now everybody knows that if you go missing for 3 days, you still won't get fired. All right, that's the idea. So a standard has been set that everybody knows and understands. Okay, maybe
Sorry, teacher, can I ask a question?
sure.
Yes, is the word precedent could be a synonym of criminal record?
Of what?
Of the second word, precedent, could be a synonym, a meaning, same meaning of other word, criminal record.
I don't know that word. Criminalicore. I don't know what you're saying. Did you write it?
Yes. Okay. I will.
Criminal record. Criminal records.
Criminal record? No, not at all.
Okay.
No, totally opposite. A criminal record is what an individual has. If I robbed a store in 1986 and I murdered somebody in 1992, that's my criminal record. That shows my personal history of crimes. Precedence, okay, is something that happened, and not necessarily in law, but something that happened that everyone can refer to as the standard, which has been set. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So no, criminal record is something totally different. Okay. In any case, we're out of time. In fact, we're over time. So I've got to go. Got another class coming up. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you again next time.